you're gonna walk in and maybe one day you're gonna look at a completely genderless clothing store at the end of the day. So you're not gonna have a men's section, you're not gonna have a women's section.
It's just gonna be clothes.
It's just gonna be a clothes. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Immerzion, where we chat everything fashion, arts and culture. So you're probably wondering why exactly we've started this, but Belle, do you want to start us off and chat to us? Chat to structure, let's go.
So I'm Bella and I'm currently studying fashion, so I love everything that goes into the behind the scenes of fashion, and we're going to learn and go through this journey with you and just help you guys get a little insight into the industry that can sometimes seem super untouchable.
Yeah, I think the whole concept about fashion is that it's a way to express yourself. It's an art form and it's supposed to be very inclusive. And I just feel like everything in the industry is almost, as you say now, untouchable. It's mysterious and there's so many of these preconceived ideas about it and people are almost scared to get involved, if you get me. So I'm definitely not claiming to be some fashion mogul. I'm just super excited to learn more about the industry along with you guys. I just feel like there's so many unknowns about the industry and I'd love to get to know more about it. As I said, got a mad passion for fashion and got some super exciting people to come along and teach us and educate us on so many different aspects of the industry. So yeah, without further ado, like, why did we actually start the pod?
I think it's because we want to try be an overview of everything that's going on in the industry. We want to try demystify some of the things that like maybe we don't understand and you don't understand, and all those misconceptions that you chatted about.
Cool, so let's hop into the first segment, fit of the week, let's go.
The first outfit of this week that we are completely loving is MJ Rodriguez at the Cannes Film Festival. She's wearing Etro in the most stunning dress. She's got the hood. What are your thoughts on it?
Honestly, all in all, an absolute queen. She just exudes elegance. And yeah, I feel like at that prestigious occasion as well, she just stole the show.
She really did. To be
honest, I feel really bad for everyone else who had to try and compete. But yeah, an absolute queen, as I said. Rating out of 10? I can't fault her. It's going to be a 10.
I can't
Straight
fault
up,
her either.
First off the bat, home run.
Straight up a 10. And yeah, I mean, she's making history. She's the first ever transgender woman to be nominated for a lead acting Emmy. So yeah, she's really just serving looks, which we do love to see.
Just dominating the scene.
Now, continuing with Cannes, we have our girl Bella Hadid in Schiaparelli. So what do you think of that?
First off, Bella, an absolute icon in the fashion industry, I personally feel like. Make a huge statement here.
It is a statement.
Elegance. As that little bit of pizzazz, the gold contrasting against the black, definitely don't hate to see that whatsoever. So yeah, once again, I really can't fault that. I'd give her, also for the confidence to pull that off. I mean, come on. I'd give her a 10 as well. I'm just hitting up home runs out here.
I know, we need to be maybe a bit more critical.
Yeah, I'm going to be critical after this. This is my last one.
Love it.
Yeah, we don't hate to see it. Go on.
I'm going to say 10 out of 10 as well. I can't fault her. We love Schiaparelli, we love the gold. Yeah, she's
contrasting with the black. That's just, look at you as well. Talking about contrasting gold and black. Okay, we've seen
Bella and Bella, what can I say?
She's meant to be.
Okay, then third we have Evan Mock with some street style.
Honestly, he's one of my favorite models out there. I think his style is unreal. He's making such big moves in the industry as well. He's got a new collection coming out with Ruka. So all in all, he's just making waves. And yeah, I got that surfer, skater type of vibe, which is really cool, wearing the baggy clothes.
Super effortless.
Yeah, exactly. It's just easy. It's just flowy as well. Not too sure about the shoes, to be perfectly honest with you.
To me, the shoes,
what are you thinking?
You know when you are like in the rocks in the ocean and you have to wear like protective
wading
shoes. Wading shoes. That's what they look like. I suppose that's trending, but like these
all in all though,
for me.
Baggy top, baggy pants, coupled with the bag as well.
Yeah.
Like man's making, I feel like the minimalist makes more of a statement than something that exudes vibrance and all of that jazz. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the whole baggy fit. So I'm gonna give it a good 9.
Solid 9.
A solid 9. What are you thinking?
I love it. I especially love the sweater vest. I think he's rocking that. It's such a different trend with the horizontal stripes. I'm loving that. But yeah, the shoes, he's gonna lose some points on for me. Like I know people would consider them trendy, but I'm gonna give him an 8. Okay. I love the look, but the shoes are literally worth
respectable.
Minusing 2 points.
Okay, and now Hailey Bieber. Need I say more? I don't think I need to say anything more. 10 done. But once again, it's the whole baggy fit, wearing the men's blazer, well, typically exuded to be a men's blazer, and she's just killing it. Give me very, very much Princess Diana vibes.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Her confidence, she just exuding effervescent confidence. How's
Effervescent
that?
confidence.
Yeah, spinning bars out here.
He's a
But
thesaurus.
all in all, from me, I'm going to give that a... I need to be critical.
I know.
Let me see. I honestly can't fault that though.
I know.
10, once again, home run, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, as well, I think she's absolutely killing the game. She's got her classic slicked back hair. She's got her sunnies, the Celine sunnies, which we love to see.
Don't hate to see that.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to give her like a solid 9 as well. I don't know why it's not a 10. I just think we've given too many 10s. And then last but not least, we have some looks from the Fendi Spring 2022 menswear show. So I love this as well. I'm loving the structure of the clothing. Like you can see the way that the top is really getting cropped at such a structured line, which we love to see. I love the pastels. I think that's a trend that we've been seeing for the past couple of months that will definitely continue, especially big theme for the spring summer 2022 collections. The only thing that I don't love is the fact that the shirt is kind of like a structured formal shirt and the shorts are kind of like casual wear. So, but maybe that was the goal, like the juxtaposition.
The contrasting, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I think this is an absolute look.
Okay, so in my opinion here, I love the whole rigid structure of everything and I love the clean cut lines as well. If you look at the background, you have all those rigid lines and then completely contrasted with that box cut at the bottom as well. Honestly, crop tops, controversial topic.
Let's chat about crop tops.
In terms of me, I just don't have the confidence to pull it off. Like, I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you, I don't have the confidence to pull off a crop top. But
it's quite a new thing.
yeah, it's definitely a new thing.
Yeah.
But once again, I thought I would never wear rings. I thought I'd never wear a necklace. So I'm saying I would probably never wear a crop top, but who knows down the line, you never know. So we'll see about that. But once again, you mentioned pastels. Absolutely love the pastels. Can't go wrong with that whatsoever. So I'm just unsure about the crop. But I'll give it a good 7.
Yeah,
a solid 7.
Nice.
Fendi's killing it as always in their Spring 22 collection. So yeah, good 7 from me.
Hearing you chat about things like maybe not feeling quite ready to wear a crop top or not feeling, but feeling ready to wear stuff like rings. For me, that is kind of just showing this whole trend in androgynous fashion, the way that I think the line is really blurring between what is menswear and what is traditionally women's wear. Fashion is really a tool to blur that line between what is traditionally masculine and traditionally feminine clothing. You know, you're saying you wouldn't maybe have worn rings a year ago. I probably wouldn't have worn like baggy jeans a year ago. And it's just the way that fashion can be a way to experiment with gender and gender neutral things. And that's, I think, a lot of what we've been seeing in our outfits of the week.
And I feel like it's become a big thing over the past few months now, maybe towards a year, but it's not like it's been around. It's not like it only just came out of nowhere. It's always been around. If you look at the greats like Bowie and bringing those types of guys into picture here. If you like, we'll pull up some of his fits now.
Yeah.
They were outrageous at the time. People are like, what are you actually doing?
He's really experimenting with what gender means and what people think it should mean and what's the type of things that society assigns to being a certain gender. And then when people play with it like that, you kind of realize that it's more of a spectrum and that there's no such thing as masculine and feminine, and that everybody is sitting somewhere along that created spectrum.
And with that, you look at the brands now in terms of their runway fashion shows. There's some brands that are going completely genderless. So then if you look at a normal clothing store, you're going to walk in and maybe one day you're going to look at a completely genderless clothing store at the end of the day. So you're not going to have a men's section, you're not going to have a women's section.
It's just going to be clothes.
It's just going to be a clothes.
It's going to be exciting to see the way that brands go forward and whether they do get rid of men's wear, women's wear, and whether it just becomes wear. I don't know.
Where that's
It'll be interesting to see what happens in terms of business and all of that as well.
So on that note, we actually have a specialist business lead in New York, Catherine Nekavand. Super exciting to have her on the show and to have her a part of the show as well. She's our anchor in New York. So without further ado, Catherine, I've got a question for you with regards to the gender fluidity that we've been chatting about now. In your opinion, what brands are making the biggest waves in this regard?
Marc Jacob really has been the gender fluidity pioneer. He's fluid between gender. I wouldn't say really neutral. And then we had many other brands such as Alexander McQueen, Prada. They started to ask that why not question. We saw in Fendi, the latest fashion show of Fendi, we had a lot of design that was really gender fluid for specifically for men, designing more feminine traditionally considered to be feminine outfits. And also Nicolas Gassier-Raveldi, he has been really pushing the boundaries and trying to really take that gender specific out of his designers. For the first time this year in Haute Couture show in Paris, Balenciaga actually had male models on the runway, so that was quite a breakthrough in terms of bringing men on the fashion show during Haute Couture Week in Paris.
How do you see the future of menswear and women's wear going forward from a business perspective? How do you see that panning out?
Eventually, I think the men's store and women's store is going to go away. I have many friends that they would like to shop on the women's side. They're male and they want to shop on the women's side and vice versa. So I think the trend has started, and it's what we are going to get there. We are going to get to a place that you enter to a brand boutique, and you'll have the option to select anything that you want.
And so just chatting about someone like Bowie, who kind of, I don't want to say started that trend. I think people have been experimenting with gender through fashion for years. But it's definitely in the past couple of years, we've seen icons like Harry Styles, like his Vogue cover was completely iconic, him wearing a dress and just experimenting with stuff like that. We've got Lil Nas X, who's also rocking up to the red carpet in dresses, and we've got Billy Porter.
Billie Eilish as well with the big baggy clothes.
Yeah, traditionally masculine clothing being worn by women. And I'm loving to see the way that people are experimenting with it. I think it's fun. I think it shows how fashion can be played with.
And also shows that confidence that you have to pull that off, because not many people can pull it off. At least I don't think. So to see those icons pulling it off, I think it gives other people confidence to be like, okay, cool, we see you pulling it off. Now I'm going to give it a try myself. So once again, almost inspires people to experiment, which is really cool.
And I think, we've discussed this a bit as well, the way that it's really cool to see these trends of inclusivity and gender fluidity happening from the top down. In the past, I think we've seen when people have experimented with gender in that way, it's kind of been from the bottom up, in terms of like, if someone did it, it would be really rebellious. You could actually be fully arrested. You had to be wearing 3 items of clothing that were traditionally assigned to your gender. So like men would have to wear a tie or a watch, and people were obviously super transgressive with this, and would wear a full dress, but then they would wear a hat, a tie, and a watch, and they say, oh, but I'm a man, I'm wearing it.
There you go.
So yeah, I think what's different now, which is really great to see, is that the big brands, the big companies are experimenting with gender from the top down. So to see stuff like that on the runway, like Fendi, to see celebrities wearing dresses on the red carpet, to see Harry on the cover of Vogue wearing a dress, it's so transgressive in such an exciting and important way.
Now on to our next segment, Cop or Drop. This is what we love to see.
So let's just explain, what is Cop or Drop?
Basically, Cop or Drop is a designer, it could be a collaboration between a designer and a brand, or just a designer. I guess it would be a collection. We're going to be reviewing a collection and letting you guys know if we'd either cop it or drop it. So without further ado, we've got our number 1 on the category here. Travis Scott and Dior, mad collaboration out there. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, they're just 2 massive names, so it's an exciting collaboration to see. This is kind of your baby. You kind of brought this one to me, and I kind of brought the Valentino one to you.
Yeah.
So I am a massive fan of it. I love Travis. He's doing such great things with his style. We love to see it. And I'm a huge fan of this collaboration. I really am. I'm loving the woolen sweaters. I'm loving the sweater vests. The colors, the pastels are coming through again. So I would for sure cop this.
100%. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Travis. After watching Look Mom You Can Fly, that was a mad documentary, by the way. But after watching that, having a look at his collaboration with Dior here. First of all, I love Dior as well. So the synergy between the 2 is just an absolute winning combo for me.
Couldn't go wrong.
But you look at these vest sweaters and the combination of the Dior traditional logo with the Cactus Jack logo as well. If you have a look at the sweater in detail there, you can see the Cactus Jack in there as well.
Yes.
I just think he is at the top of his art at the moment, I think. And Dior's obviously artistic in ways that you can't even imagine. So the combination between the 2 is absolute winner. Once again, as you mentioned, the pastels, the green contrasting with the purple as well. Absolutely love that. You can pop that up.
Barney?
Hey, put some respect on my boy. Jeepers. But anyways, 100% straight cop from me. He's winning. Dior's winning. all in all, what a combo. Not
Couldn't
a bad
drop
combo.
it if we tried.
Done.
Okay, then the next couple drop collection we're going to be discussing is Valentino's latest haute couture collection. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Very interesting one. I mean, first of all, the headwear. I can definitely see an everyday random person walking down the street with that for
it's
sure.
Just ready to wear.
Yeah, ready to wear, exactly. But honestly, making huge statements out here. I'm a big fan. Don't know about the everyday type thing, but yeah, all in all, love the velvety red. That's just symbolizes that power. And yeah, head says making a massive statement. So yeah, I would personally not cop, just because I don't think I could pull that off, to be perfectly honest with you. But love the design and love the thought process behind everything. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I personally love haute couture, is that it's not meant to be ready to wear. It's meant to be like art and just like a real creative expression. So it's been such an amazing season in terms of that. So for me, 100% cop. I wouldn't wear
Would you wear
on the
that?
street.
Like, honestly, would you wear that?
I mean, I wouldn't wear the head piece on the street
Fair.
yet.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's a build-up. It's a process.
Maybe one day.
Okay.
The dresses and the actual apparel, I would for sure cop.
Okay, so
on the
maybe
streets.
one day I'll be wearing crop top and you'll be wearing the head.
I know.
We'll never know.
Tune in next week to find out
There
whether
we
that
go.
happens.
And then last but not least, we've got our event segment. So we're actually having a chat about this now.
Yeah.
We try to find a whole bunch of events, and it's just not a platform that provides all the necessary events that we want to find
For
out
fashion,
about.
I mean,
Yeah.
I looked up. You know, you want literally everything exciting.
You just
to be
want to
listed
list
out
out
for
everything
you.
that's been
Yeah.
happening, yeah.
But we are going to do that for you, so don't even
So don't
stress.
you worry, we got you guys covered. So the first thing that actually happened very recently was the Cannes Festival.
Also, in the past week, we had Miami Swim Week, which is a really great thing because they're also doing body positivity. So we had a lot of models with not traditionally high fashion model bodies, which we do love to see. I think it's more inclusive and people can really see their own bodies being represented on the runway in swimwear, which is even more great.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
So the likes of Natalie Noel, who's major into body positivity, make such a big impact on that. So yeah, I think the whole thing about diversity, inclusivity is such a big trend at the moment, and hopefully not a trend, but more of a movement.
We have such an exciting couple of months coming up in terms of fashion. There's so many award shows coming up. We've got lots of fashion weeks coming up, so we're going to chat about those things closer to the time. Obviously the Met's coming up, so
Yeah, can't wait for that. That's
I mean that is the pinnacle of fashion throughout the year, so we'll chat about that when the time comes.
Okay, and then for next week, we have a very exciting designer, actually. A local guy as well. Not just a designer, there's so much more to him, but I'm not going to spill the tea just yet. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a goodie. I'm very excited for that.
But yeah, until then guys, thanks so much for tuning into Immerzion for this week's episode, and we want you to please comment what you would rate our outfits of the week out of 10. Tell us what you think.
Rate Belle's outfit as well while you're at it.
And rate Ben's outfit too.
Okay.
We want to hear everything you guys have to say about it.
Tag who you want to see on the pod as well, and from us, that's it. So peace.